Um, Another interesting app is Bbound. That one I'm not really going to review too much, but it basically allows you to utilize the internet using something other than your data plan. So long as you have cell phone service, even though you may not have, if you don't want to incur data charges, Bbound is an interesting app with respect to that. My D-Link Lite works in conjunction with D-Link cameras. So it's for home surveillance. So I can hook up my camera to a to my phone, and I could see my phone or see my cameras that I place in different positions through my cell phone. So that's dependent on the grid. Some of it is Bluetooth compatible also, which doesn't require a grid per se, so could also be useful. Motion Detector Pro is a surveillance app. Allows you to use your phone as a motion detection device, and if you want, you can get it, as you can see here, you can program it to send surveillance images to a phone number or an email, and it lets you adjust the detector threshold. So it's basically using your phone as a motion detector. Smart tools, I'm not going to talk about each of these tools, but there's a variety of tools, from a vibrometer, it's like a mini seismograph. There is a something to measure sound. Utilizes all the sensors on the phone. There's a compass. There's a electromagnetic detector, which detects electromagnetic radiation. There are different length angle tools in that kit. $3. $3 well spent, if you ask me. The speed gun is another one if you wanted to gauge the speed of something. It's one of those apps that, it kind of works, but it's kind of more of a pain in the ass, honestly, than it's worth, but it's interesting. I'm kind of a gadget nut, so I find things like that interesting, even if they don't always work like they're supposed to. And I'm sure if you were, crafty, you could use it for some unforeseen purpose. Better run through this quick here because I don't know how much time I have left on my camera. Lots of various measurement tools. So tools which allow you to sort of take a picture of something and then measure things as a result of it. This one's called partimeter. Phone sensors, Android sensor, accelerometer sensor. So these gives you a readout of all the different sensors on your phone, and in most smartphones nowadays there's at least a dozen different types of sensors on the phone that are constantly picking up information. Clinometer is just essentially, it is what it is. It's a bubble level essentially. And so that can be useful. I think everybody knows about that one by now. EMF sensor. And so it works kind of like a stud finder. A counter. If you were counting something and you were trying to, this is a very simple app used for counting, and you can keep tallies of different things. So it could be good for rationing, stockpiling, stuff like that. Stopwatch, you can't go wrong, the stopwatch is always good. Light sensor. So if you wanted to, how this works, essentially there's a sensor on the front of the phone here. You can see if I use a lighter, it goes up a little bit, picks up that light. Now if I bust out the Eagle Tac 3500 lumen, watch your eyes, it's essentially going to blow it out of the water. I think the max is, let's take it up to the max here. Yeah, so 90,438 is the max. I'm not sure what unit of measurement that is, lumens or whatever it might be. Various color detecting apps, I'm not going to go into that. Calculators are always good to have on hand. Conversion apps, unit converter, basically just Google unit converter. I'll leave the links in the bottom there. This app is kind of interesting. It's called Droid. It talks about all different types of, resistor codes and different equations for various, things to do with electricity and engineering and stuff like that. I personally have never used the app. I wouldn't know how to use it if I tried. But it might be useful because you might find somebody who does know how to use it and who could make good use of it. Other apps are animal call apps. So, let's turn the volume up here. So this is a moose hunting call app. Let's show you the and I've actually tested these apps around animals, and they are surprisingly responsive. So just don't get yourself into too much trouble if they come at you and they want to mate or something. That wouldn't be good. Fishing and hunting, lunar time, it sort of tells you, depending on where you are and stuff like that, what are the ideal conditions and times of day. It's kind of like an almanac of, where the best places and times of day would be to fish and hunt. So that's kind of interesting. Sonar phone, I was researching different technology. I'm not sure if you've ever seen the movie Batman, where, they basically use the phones to project sonar and give you a 3D sort of blueprint of whatever environment the phone is in. This thing has the same sort of principle, but the only thing is you need some hardware to go with it. And so basically it's a fish finder that works through Android. I'm not really going to talk too much about that. If you want more information on it or where to get it, just let me know. Wild edible information. Lots of apps out there on medicinal stuff, wild edibles, plants, things of that nature. I do a bit of archery, so keeping an archery score is good. Talking translator. This is a really good app. You just type in whatever you want here. I can just talk into this using Google Now, and it should translate my voice into Greek when I'm finished. What the hell this ads.
Μπορώ μόνο να μιλήσω σε αυτό χρησιμοποιώντας το Google.
Doesn't know
Και θα
Google.
πρέπει να μεταφράσει τη φωνή μου στα ελληνικά.
So if the Greeks invade us and the internet is still running, then it translates into all languages, not just Greek, just so you know. SAS Survival Manual, it's another $5 app, maybe $10, I can't remember. It's a pretty good app. It's basically the survival manual, on in an app form. Not going to really talk too much about that. I have thousands of PDFs, books, videos, and stuff like that on my micro SD card, and so you can get those via Google Books, or you can just download a lot. I didn't tell you to do that, but you could. I do have one book I'm reading right now here, When All Hell Breaks Loose, Cody Lundeen. And that's one of the things I like about the Galaxy Note 2, is that it allows you to basically, read books with relative ease. And CIA World Factbook is another useful app. It's not grid dependent, so you can get just bare bones information on each country, and not just bare bones, I should say. It goes into fairly good detail about the economy, and there's about 12 different sections for each country, and a very detailed detail within those sections. So if Wikipedia is down, it might be useful to know a bit about whatever country it is that might be invading you or what have you. Spy cam, yeah, that's pretty much it for the survival app video. There probably is a few that I missed, no doubt, and ones that I would have liked to spend more time on. Another good app, just so you know, is Gas Buddy. If you're looking to save money on gas, it can be a great tool to, it says it's not installed, it is, they just changed the icon. Great app to help you save money on gas. The app that I'm using to project this image onto the screen of my computer is Sender for Galaxy. Splashtop 2 is very similar in that respect. I don't think I really missed any on here, but if there's any more that you would like to get information on, I can give that to you. Otherwise, please share your app experiences. There are some apps that I wish would be ported over to the Android at some point, like Sortly. Sortly is a stuff organizer app. It's kind of along the lines of that inventory app that I was looking for, that I was telling you earlier. So sorry that this video is so long, but I guess it is what it is, and I wanted to be comprehensive. Hopefully that was of some use to you. And like I say, like, comment, subscribe. It's Canadian Prepper. We'll see you.